Well, good morning. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. It is it Friday? Oh my goodness. I think it's Friday. Yep. It is Friday, July 2nd. It's 7:44 a.m. local time, Pacific time over here in California. I'm in San Diego, California, a couple miles from Mexico, sitting at a pilot truck stop. The place where I delivered my load from Joplin, Missouri, is in an industrial park that's right behind a pilot truck stop. So you actually drive right by the pilot and then deliver the load, and then on the way out, you drive back past the pilot. So I decided to park here after I delivered the load and look for another my next load. And so that's what I did. I delivered my load Thursday morning at about 7:30 a.m. Didn't take them very long to unload me, and I was over here at the pilot by 8:30 a.m. So I got here to the pilot Thursday morning around 8:30 a.m. and I looked for a load all day yesterday, and I wasn't able to find one that I liked. I called about like three different loads, and they were all like there were I didn't get any of them. One of them that I tried to book. Um, like they told me it was available whenever I called, and uh, I asked like two or three questions about the load, and I was like, "All right, let's go ahead and book it." And then she said, "Oh, it's gone." Like, are you kidding me? Some of these agencies, well, a lot of these agencies that work with Landstar or for Landstar, they have a lot of people working at them. Some of the agents, when you call them, you talk with the same person every time. You're talking directly with the broker, but a lot of them have like staff to answer the phone for them, and there might be 5, 10, or 100 people working at an agency, and you call in to book a load, and you're like, "Hey, is it still available?" And they're like, "Yeah." Well, somebody else might be on the phone with somebody else at that agency booking the load at the exact same time. And if the agent that you're not on the phone with doesn't pull that load and assign it to you whenever you call in, if they wait too long to do it, then their coworker will do it. And the other person that called in will end up getting the load instead of you. So it's really annoying to deal with these brokers on these loads. I'm trying to remember what that load was. I want to say it was paying $8,000 or $9,000 to go. I don't remember where in the hell it was going. Yeah, I don't. Oh, it was going to Oklahoma City. It was paying like $8,500 to go to Oklahoma City. And I'm not really looking to go back to my house right now, but man, if they're going to pay that kind of money to go to Oklahoma City, then I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And somebody else snagged it before me. That load was not on the load board for very long. Oklahoma City is apparently a popular destination. I'm guessing that there's a bunch of Landstar drivers that live in the area of Oklahoma City, and somebody else that is because Oklahoma City is not a very good place to pull freight out of. I have to deadhead a couple hundred miles to get decent loads out of Oklahoma City. So the only reason I would think somebody would take that load is if they lived near Oklahoma City. But somebody else got it. Another load I inquired about was a round trip load. It was going from LA to Denver back to LA. And it was, I don't know what in the fuck it was hauling. Like, the broker was such a jackass. Like, he was so incredibly arrogant and condescending. Um, like he couldn't answer any of my damn questions. Every one of my questions that he tried to answer, he was just so condescending about it. Like he's one of those people that's just narcissistic or something. He's just like incredibly arrogant, and whenever he gets asked a question that he doesn't know how to answer, he just like gives you the answer he thinks it is, And whenever you tell him like that doesn't make any sense or could you explain more, he doesn't have the mental capacity to do that. So he just gets really aggressive and defensive. And he just like pissed me off, man. And I think I pissed him off too because number one, I could barely hear the guy. He had me on speakerphone or something. He might have been driving and I was dealing with the speakers on his car or something. But right when I first got a hold of him, I told him the load, and he repeated something back to me, and I couldn't understand anything what he was saying. Yeah, I'm having difficulty hearing you. Do you have me on speaker or something? And he just completely ignored what I said, and he didn't change anything about his phone. But he was just a real jackass, and he told me that it was. He asked me if I had a step deck, and I said no. And he said, well, you're going to have to haul a chassis then. I'm like, okay. And, like, what am I carrying? And he's like, it's a chassis. And I'm like, okay. Is it a container that I'm hauling? And he's like, no, it's a chassis. I'm like, all right. I was like, could you explain, like, what it is that I'm going to be hauling? He said, it's a chassis. All right. All right. So the weight is accurate then? 35,000 pounds? And he just, like, ignored that? Like, how the fuck am I hauling a chassis? For anybody who doesn't know what a chassis is just a trailer. It's the base of a trailer. So, like, that's basically what they haul containers on, is just like a chassis. It's just like a frame with some wheels on it is all it is. So I don't know what in the hell this guy was going to have me haul, but he was just a fucking idiot. And he was so arrogant. Like, he was so stupid, and he didn't realize how stupid he was. And then he asked me if I had a TWIC card, and I said, yeah, I have a TWIC card. And he said, well, does it have an RFID? And I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure all the TWICs have RFIDs. I said, I also have a passport, and I'm pretty sure that has an RFID on it as well. He said, well, you'd know if it had an RFID because it would have a battery pack on it. It would have a really big square box on it with a battery pack that would be really heavy. And I'm like, I don't have that, but I pretty sure mine has an RFID in it. Anyway, I got really sick and tired of dealing with this jackass, and I was just like, so if I don't have an RFID TWIC, I can't haul it? And he said, yeah. And I said, all right, thanks, bye. Like, this guy was a fucking idiot. I looked up afterward, and yes, all the TWIC cards have RFIDs in them, and all passports made since 2007 have RFIDs in them. And no, an RFID does not require a massive fucking battery pack. This guy was just, like, retarded. I'm still pissed off after talking with this moron. But anyway, these are the type of dumbass brokers you deal with. It's like, it's so annoying to deal with brokers. So anyway, that was just a couple of the loads that I inquired about that ended up not happening. Like, if I run into issues with the broker trying to book the load, then that's a huge red flag, because these brokers are salespeople, and it's their job to sell these loads. So if they are tough to deal with in the, process of buying that load from them, then imagine what they're going to be like after you've already completed that sale. You got the load on your back, and then you run into issues. At that point, they don't give a shit about you. So, you're already sold. So you're at their mercy at that point. So, yeah, whenever I run into issues with brokers at the very beginning, it's a massive red flag, and I'm typically not going to haul a load for them. So I tried to get several loads yesterday. No, like, I don't know why, because I don't like going to the East Coast, but for some reason I wanted to get like an $11,000 load going to Florida. I don't know why I wanted to go all the way to Florida, but I was looking, I really wanted to get like an $11,000 load going to Florida. And I didn't get one pop up. There were a whole bunch of them that were posted on the load board before I got there, but once I made my delivery, there wasn't anything after that. I couldn't book one that picked up at a time that I could actually pick up. So, and that seems to be the way everything goes. I'm when I look at when I'm booking a load going somewhere, I look at the destination on loads coming out, and there's a whole bunch of loads that I would love to have, but I can't pick them up because they pick up too early. And then once I actually get there, there's no loads like that that are posted. It's just annoying. So, didn't find a load yesterday. I woke up this morning and started checking the load board really, really, really early. And I saw a load on there that had been posted yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I think I might actually snag that load up. So I looked at the load, I thought about it, and I was like, it's not exactly what I wanted, but let me just go ahead and call. And I called on it. I ended up booking the load. So let's go to the spreadsheet, and I'll show you the load that I booked. Let me do some. What do we do here? No, that's not it. That's not what we want to do. Let's do this. Let's shrink it up so that. Oh, no. What's going on here? There we go. Now. No. Oh my goodness. We're getting there. Good enough. Good enough. That's what we're dealing with. I zoomed in on it for all you people that are watching it on a phone where you can't figure out how to zoom in and look and see what it reads. I'll zoom in on it for you. So this is the breakdown of the load. The loaded miles according to the freight bill, 1,433 miles. The total pay of the load is $8,180.88. And the way that's broken down is the line haul is $7,165, fuel surcharge $515.88, and they're paying $500 for layover because it has extra days on the load. So what does that come out to? So the full rate per mile, which is this $8,180 divided by the mileage, the load is paying $5.71 per mile on the total amount of pay. Now, how does that break down into what I make? Well, I get 65% of the line haul, which is the $7,165, and that comes out to $4,657.25. And then I get 100% of the accessorial pay, which is the fuel surcharge and the layover, and that's $1,015.88. So I add my 65% of the line haul plus the accessorial pay, and that comes out to $5,673.13. That's how much I'm getting paid for this load. So my rate per mile that I'm making on the load is $3.96 per mile. So the load's paying $5.71 a mile. After all the percentage cuts, what I'm making per mile on the load is $3.96. So it's a pretty damn good load. And to try to compare it against one of these, like if I would have gotten an $11,000 load going to Florida, a load going to Florida is generally going to be somewhere in the area of 2,300 miles. It can be more, it can be less, depending on what part of Florida it's going to, but somewhere around 2,400 miles. We'll go with 24 because that's going to be an easier number. So 2,400 miles is what my mileage would have been to go to Florida, and I would have only been paid $3,000 more. So $3 a mile to do an extra 1,000 miles. So I'm doing 1,400 miles going to Texas. Another 1,000 miles would get me to Florida, and I would make $3,000 more on the load, approximately. Actually, I wouldn't even make that much. Most of the Florida loads were paying just a little over 10 grand. So they were only paying $2,000 more than this load. So $2 a mile to do that extra 1,000 miles. So if I really, really want to go ahead and go to Florida, I could probably find a load paying $4,000 or more going to Florida from Texas, and the total amount of money that it would pay would be the $8,200 on this load plus the $4,000 on that load. So I would actually be making like $12,000 going to Florida instead of $10,000, doing it in 2 loads instead of 1. That's the way I started looking at it, and I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and do this Texas load. So it's pretty heavy. It's 34,000 pounds. That's heavier than I normally haul. I normally haul pretty damn light loads. It's a preloaded trailer. The trailer's ready right now. I could drive over and pick it up right now. I'm actually thinking about driving over and picking it up right now. It's 8 a.m. here local time, so rush hour is kind of ending here pretty soon. And I'm probably going to end up driving over there after I finish this video. I'm going to finish this video and do my pre-trip and then go ahead and drive over and pick up the load and start making my way toward Texas. The load does not deliver until Wednesday morning of next week, so it has like 5 days on the load. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I mean, if you want to count the whole day Wednesday, it delivers at 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. And I could pick it up anytime I want. It's a preloaded trailer, and it's at a Harbor Freight Distribution Center. It's ready to go right now, and that distribution center is open 24/7. Now, they are closed for July 4th from 6 a.m. until noon. I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to have it picked up before Sunday, July 4th. I will have the trailer picked up before then. But I can pick up the trailer anytime I want as long as I can make the delivery. It's going to a retail store. It's a brand new Harbor Freight store. I don't know if it's open yet or if they're just like initially stocking the store to open it, but it is a brand new store. I don't know if it's open. And they are going to have employees show up to unload the trailer. So they're paying layover pay to have me show up early to make sure I'm there on time, because they've had a lot of issues with drivers not showing up on time, and then they have a workforce sitting there doing nothing, and they're paying all of these people by the hour to do nothing, and the truck is not there on time. So they're paying me extra in layover pay so that I'll get there early. But anyway, that's the load I'm taking to Texas. I've looked at the load board coming out of Texas, and Texas has an incredible amount of freight. It doesn't pay quite the premium of Southern California, but freight in Texas on Landstar's load board is very different than freight in Texas on USA Truck's load board. On USA Truck's load board, freight in Texas was mainly cheap freight. On Landstar's load board, there's a lot of good paying freight in Texas. Coming out of Texas. So it's not like a really bad thing to go into Texas on Landstar's load board, but on USA Truck's load board, I did not like going into Texas because the freight was so cheap. In the Dallas area, I could get some decent loads. They weren't very common, they were rare, but you could get some nice loads coming out of the Dallas area. But Houston on USA Truck's load board was so cheap, and there was just so much cheap freight in Texas on USA Truck's load board. I didn't really like messing with it. It was hard to get good loads coming out of there. But anyway, that's the load that I have to leave Southern California on. I'm, I believe, 110 miles away from the Harbor Freight in Moreno Valley, where I'm picking up from. I'm down in the southeastern part of San Diego, and I need to get all the way up to Moreno Valley. I think it's around 110 miles. So I think I might go ahead and drive up there. One other piece of drama is that it's a drop and hook, and the trailer that I'm picking up, I'm not sure if it's an old trailer, because I'm not familiar with Landstar's numbering scheme on their trailers. At USA Truck, I could see a trailer number and I could immediately tell how old that trailer was. I'm not familiar enough with Landstar's trailer numbers to know whether or not the trailer number I'm picking up is old. Right now, I have trailer number 692900, and it is a really old trailer. It's like a 2013 or 2014 year model. It is like the oldest trailer I've ever pulled. Even at USA Truck, I never pulled a trailer this old. The trailer I'm picking up is a 696, so I'm going from a 692 to a 696, and I'm not sure how much newer that trailer is going to be. It should be newer than the trailer I have, but I don't know if it's going to be like the same year model, just newer, or like maybe 1 year model newer or 2 years. I don't know how much newer it's going to be. But the trailer I'm picking up is has I have to get a DOT inspection done on it. It's overdue for a DOT inspection. So once I pick the trailer up, it's legal to drive all the way to my destination, but the 120-day, so these annual vehicle inspections on the tractor and trailers, according to DOT and FMCSA, those inspections are good for a year. But Landstar considers them to be expired after 120 days. So, and that's because of ISO certifications and stuff like that they have. So in order for them to be in compliance with ISO certifications, they have to follow those rules. So this trailer is hitting its 120-day mark on July 8th, the day after I deliver. So sometime while I'm, on my way to deliver the load, I need to get a DOT inspection done on the trailer. And since I have like 3 extra days on the load or more, I don't know how many total extra days I have on the load. I have like almost 6 days, somewhere around 6 days to deliver the load. And to go 1,500 miles, it's 1,433 according to the freight bill. 1,500 miles should take a day and a half. And I have like 6 days to get there. Another weird thing about the load is I don't have the delivery address. I just have the city. Jacksonville, Texas. And like on the freight bill where it says the consignee, it just says Jacksonville, Texas. It doesn't have a complete address. And at nowhere in the emails that I've received does it have the address. And I emailed the broker and I said, I'm not seeing the delivery location, the delivery address anywhere. And she said that it will be on the bill of lading whenever I pick the trailer up. So I'm hoping this isn't going to be some bait and switch drama, because I'm the type of person that I'll snap and I'll tell them to get this load off of me. I'm not pulling this stupid crap. I'm not dealing with your bait and switch tactics. I don't think it's going to be that, because it says Jacksonville, Texas on like 2 different emails, and on the freight bill it says Jacksonville, Texas. There better not be some drama where this is like actually Jacksonville, Florida they're going to have me drive to. There's no way in hell I would go to Jacksonville, Florida for this price. So hopefully there's not any drama with the delivery address. I really don't like that I don't have the delivery address until I pick up the trailer. So they're not going to give me the address until I have the trailer attached to my tractor. And that's kind of messed up. I've never dealt with that before. But anyway, that's what's going on with me. I had to replace my one of my coolers or refrigerators. I have the factory refrigerator that's like built in to the shelving right here next to me. And then I have an AlpiCool refrigerator. It's a compressor-based refrigerator that you can program in a temperature anywhere from like -4 up to like 65 or 70 degrees or something like that. So you can use it for a refrigerator or a freezer, whatever you want to use it for. I use it as a freezer, and I keep like frozen TV dinners in there, and like spare food and stuff like that. So like whenever I cook food to leave the house, I cook a lot of food, and I'll put some of it in the freezer and some of it in the refrigerator. And as I eat the food that's in the refrigerator, I'll take it out of the freezer and put it in the refrigerator. That way it'll last longer. Well, the third cooler or refrigerator I have is one of those thermoelectric coolers that you get at most of the truck stops. It's that gray and white Coleman cooler. I keep that one in the floorboard in between the seats, and I mainly have it full of soda. It just has drinks in there that I grab as I'm driving down the road. I also use it as an overflow for the refrigerator. So if I have too much stuff to fit in the refrigerator, then I'll put it in that cooler. But I try not to put anything in there that is temperature sensitive, because you can't really program in a temperature on that thing. It generally gets it to about 40 degrees below ambient temperature. So if it's 70 degrees in here, then it'll get it down to about 30 inside that refrigerator. If it's 100 degrees in here, it'll be about 70 degrees, 60 degrees in that refrigerator. Um, so it varies in temperature based on what the temperature outside is. And it takes it a long time to cool off in there. It can take 24 hours for it to get, 30 degrees below uh, the the temperature, 30, 40 degrees below the temperature outside here. But anyway, yeah, my Coleman cooler stopped working. I don't know what was wrong with it. I checked the little plug that plugs in, and it has a fuse inside there. If you take it apart, it has a fuse in there. That fuse looked good, but it still wasn't working, so I went ahead and got a new cooler. Threw my old one in the trash. It might have just been like something really easy to fix, but I went ahead and just bought a new cooler. And I'm thinking about getting a second Alpi-Cool cooler that I can program in a temperature on to replace my Coleman cooler to put in the floorboard. So I might just, whenever I get home, take this Coleman cooler and put it in my garage as a backup, and go ahead and order another Alpi-Cool and have that in the floorboard in between the seats, because I really, really like the Alpi-Cool that I can program in a specific temperature on there. It is so much nicer. Let's go back to just me. Let's check and see what the, okay, San Diego, California to Moreno Valley, California. Let's see what traffic is like right now. It's saying that there's, like, not bad traffic. So if I'm going to go up there and do this, I need to do it now. Like as soon as I finish this video, because yesterday I was watching traffic between here and the Fontana area, and at like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, traffic got really bad. Like there were some really bad accidents, and it was going to take, like right now it's saying that it's about an hour and a half drive. And it was like 2.5 to 3 hours because of all of the accidents and all the backups and delays and everything yesterday afternoon at only like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I might go ahead and head out there right now, and I should be able to get out of the Los Angeles area by before the afternoon traffic picks up and gets bad. So I think that's what I might do, is go ahead and go up there right now and pick the trailer up and get rolling. And I'll probably stop at the TA in Tonopah, Arizona, and see if they can do a DOT inspection for me. Actually, let me check my phone. The Landstar app, one of the things that you can do is look for inspection sites. And the TA in Tonopah is not an inspection site. There are several TA and Petros around Eloy that have inspection sites, so that's probably where I'll try to get it done, is in Eloy. There are like 3 locations. Let's see, there's a Petro, a TA, and Midway Diesel LLC. I don't know. Whenever I get there, it's going to be the middle of the night. I don't know. I might end up getting it done somewhere later on past that. Um, I'll have to figure something out, but I've got to get the trailer DOT inspected somewhere along the drive. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video and start driving. I might start uploading driving videos again. I haven't uploaded driving videos recently because Android did some kind of update that made Bluetooth mics, like Android and Bluetooth headsets don't work very well for recording audio. It's you have to download apps designed to make it work because it just doesn't work natively. And those apps stopped working after an update in June. So I've been trying to find an app to get it to record from my headset again, because when it records from just the mic, the road noise is so loud you can't hear me speaking. But I think I found an app for now. It's not a very good app. It crashes constantly. It was last updated in 2015, so it's a really old app. But I'm going to try to use it to do some driving videos, and I should be uploading driving videos again here before long. But anyway, that's it for this video. I got me a load. I'm going to be headed to Texas, just south of Tyler, Texas, to Jacksonville, Texas. So thanks for watching. Have a good one, and bye.